In March 2025, several towns in Western Queensland were severely affected by a rain and flooding event. The tiny town of Adavale, situated on a floodplain in the Blue River system, was swallowed by floodwaters and the community was devastated. 2 months later, we had the opportunity of travelling from our home in Brisbane out to Adavale to join a small team and lend a helping hand to residents on their long road to recovery. More about Adavale later. Here's some of our journey out there. We took our time driving west to Adavale, with stops at Lake Broadwater near Dalby, along the Moonee Highway to Surat, a night at the Mucka Pub, a few nights in Charleville, and a short stay at the lake just outside Quilpie. After spending a week in Adavale, we decided to take the long way home, stopping at a free camp at Nakundra on the Wilson River, as well as overnighters at Cunnamulla, St George and Bowdenville Reserve near Dalby. Total distance 2,654 kilometres. town of Adavale was established in the late 1800s and was a thriving town and business centre until 1917, when the Western Railway line passed further south than expected. The new town of Quilpie was created along the railway line, while Adavale diminished. Today it has a population of 25. On March 27, as raging floodwaters inundated the town, residents scrambled onto their roofs as helicopters landed to evacuate them to Quilpie, 100 kilometres away. After about a week, waters receded and residents returned to find many belongings had been washed away, fences flattened or covered in debris, and their homes and contents with thick layers of silt and mud throughout. The community hall, which also had water above the floorboards, was hosed out several times and became a makeshift hub for recovery workers. Our group of volunteers was led by Bush Chaplain Jenny and assisted by our volunteer coordinator Therese. They work for Frontier Services, which is Australia's oldest bush charity, supporting people in rural and remote communities. For more information on Frontier Services, there'll be a link in the description. Before the team arrived, Jenny had visited the town, talking with the residents to find out what we could do to support them in their recovery. We used the community hall as our base, setting our vans up there for the week.
Jumping on the bed, one fell up and bumped her head. Mother called the doctor and the doctor said, "Ready, go!"
What you've seen so far is not all the jobs we did. There was washing down of walls, assembling play equipment, cleaning out cars, helping out Cos the publican with his kitchen and sorting out his gear, and a group of 4 helped with the rebuilding of shearers' quarters on a property outside Adavale. On the Saturday, we drove into Quilpie and joined the locals for their annual race day and the running of the Quilpie Cup.
Fashionista of the Future for the Girls category is number 7. Number 7.
In front, sweet body is coming. Here's a photo. Little guys is running on with Tulu. Mystery Emperor has gone chopped to pieces. Runs a little.
We had a day off on Sunday and the whole crew took a trip out to Hellhole Gorge National Park, about a 70-kilometre drive from Adavale. David's coming across. Then we've got Therese. Watch the stick. Watch the stick. Gail.
That's fine.
And Michael. And last but not least, Robert.
Thank you. Oh, look at camera.
Thank you very much for the lift. A few days later, it was time to leave Adavale and head home. The whole week was a wonderful experience and we met some lovely people, the residents of town, as well as Jenny, Therese and our group of volunteers. We just want to share with you a small part of our road trip home. Once the floodwaters receded in Adavale, they travelled south to Thargomindah. This small town is also now recovering from being hit by extraordinary amounts of water.